What's up, gang?
What's up, gang? So you guys can probably tell we are not Dante. My name is Robertson, and this is producer Chad.
Producer Chad, yeah. Dante yells that out on the stream every day. I'm usually over here in the corner helping him out.
Yeah, but now he's co-host Chad. Today he's co-host Chad.
Yeah.
So welcome, guys. Welcome, Mark. Welcome, Mike. Welcome, Olivian. Am I saying that right? Probably. Hopefully right. And then welcome, Karen, I think is what I saw. Welcome, everybody. See, we're like really international today. See
Yeah,
some Switzerland, London.
Great weather.
Yeah.
I wish it was 77 here.
It is not. It is very, very hot. So the temperature you guys got looks a lot better than what we got here. But yeah, we kind of wanted to open up and start off with really just getting back to the basics of Overskill. So, because I think a lot of us have a temptation to overcomplicate things and think things are way harder than they should be. And here's the beauty of what Todd has made. Overskill is really, really awesome. I think one of my first experiences with it, I for a while was pretty, I'll be honest, pretty anti-AI. But after working with Overskill, it's been kind of a transformation for me. I had a moment where I was working in the office and Todd's door was open and I didn't realize that. But I was building something and I literally just told it like this super simple prompt. Like I wanted to make a little like video generator or whatever. And it actually made it. And I just screamed out like, this is stupid. Not because it's stupid, because it's bad, but just because I was literally blown away that like, I just told it I wanted to build something and it did. And it like blew my mind. And so we wanted to go back to the basics and kind of reframe a lot of stuff for all of us. Because I think some of us, I know I can sometimes make things way more complicated than they need to be. And so, like I said, my name's Robertson. I work here at Overskill. I do a lot of very non-technical stuff. I am not a technical guy. But if you guys were here for the Overskill games, I ordered way too many sweatshirts, and in order to keep my job, I had to. I mean, not really, but
there's a lot. We still have a bunch.
Have a bunch, but I ended up making something. I kind of wanted to show that off, just to kind of show you guys who are the people who can actually use Overskill. So I made this app called Overskill Supply, and it's literally a merch store for all of the too many hoodies that I bought. And so I have never done anything like this. I don't know how to do anything like this. And I literally was just going into Overskill, going into the composer, the little chat window, and just asking it like, hey, how do I need to build a merch store, and I need to set these prices for these sizes. I needed to have an add to cart. But this all wasn't just one prompt. It really just started as like a merch store. And then it slowly built from there. And I think that's a big part of it too, is building an iteration. And so another thing I wanted to show off too, is it's not just me. I know you guys might think that because I work at Overskill, I must know what I'm talking about. When it comes to a bunch of AI stuff, I don't really. Todd has just made an amazing product. So I wanted to show this off. So this is something that my son made. My son is 6 years old. Okay. And it is literally like this little game. It's a little racing game between Blip and Zoom.
Nice.
And so it's this little game. I don't know if you guys can you guys hear that? The little audio? I don't know if you can.
Probably not.
But anyway, it's like a little racing game where you collect coins, and then there are other levels where you can collect little rings. And so you can like, boop, collect these little rings, stuff like that. There's also a little memory game where you guys have probably played some game like this, where it's like you flip over the cards and try and find the things that match. Boom. And so this is something my son built. He is 6 years old. And I wanted to show this off because I want to show you the prompt that my son gave Overskill, and it made this. So here is I'm not joking, the original prompt that my son gave. I used a AI transcriber. So I literally just held like a button down and had him speak to it. This is the very first prompt that he gave it. It said, Kirby, a Kirby kind of game. And I said, with what? Say more. What do you want to do in the game? A race with Kirby and Sonic. Also, there are different levels and you can play games. There are different kinds of games on there. and then it literally made this whole thing. Obviously,
It's crazy.
It's crazy. It was Kirby and Sonic, but for legal reasons, it's no longer Kirby and Sonic.
Obviously.
I've changed it to now Blip and Zoom.
Yeah.
But this is literally the entire thing that it made from my 6-year-old son's gibberish prompt, and it made this game. And
Has he gone in, added more to it?
Yeah, he wanted to add little sound effects. So like I read off these little like suggestions to him, and so for one of them, he added little like sound effects to it. Where is it? Oh, yeah, add arcade style sound effects, jumps, ring collection, victory, and background chiptune music. And so
Nice.
he's gone in and added stuff like that. And so after I've built that, now every day when I come home, he's like, "Dad, can I play my Kirby Sonic game?" He's probably gonna be mad that it's Blip and Zoom now, or he might love it. I don't know.
Well, you should be like, we need to add some levels. We need to change up some puzzles in it.
Exactly. And so as far as who can build on Overskill, it's literally anyone with an idea. There is no gap. Like, software used to be gate kept by this huge knowledge gap that doesn't exist anymore. Like, we live in a world, we live in a time where software like Overskill, and because of AI and all of the big jumps and leaps that have come with that, that literally the only bottleneck now is imagination, is your ideas. And so we've had people, and I wanted to show these off too, like we've had people who are building stuff for teachers and for moms, little like monster worlds. We've had people who are who themselves are electrical engineers, so they're really, really intelligent, but they needed to like make a app to help sell their work.
Yeah.
So they built out this. We've had coaches build out apps. We had moms build out apps to help themselves organize their life and their day. We've had this incredible thing I never even would have thought of, this Echoes of Time app that one of our users made, where you like take a picture, then you go back to that same place, and it'll show you like what it used to be like, and you can like scan. Like, it is incredible what you're able to do in Overskill, and the only thing stopping you is your ideas.
Yeah.
Like, it's no longer, oh man, I have all these all these ideas. I need to go like ask an engineer and wait for 6 months and like pay a ton of money, and it's not going to end up looking how I want. But like, no, like in an afternoon, in a single prompt, you can start making the ideas that you've had forever.
Karen asked how many tokens that took. Can you scroll?
Oh, which
I think
one?
it shows it.
So
Blip and zoom. Yeah.
Yeah, the Blip and Zoom. So this was actually these credits you see, this like 4,000. It was actually a lot less than that, but I had to go back and remove Kirby and Sonic, and so that actually took a lot more credits because I used a really like fancy model and stuff like that. And we'll get into more of those details after.
But that's kind of prompting. Like, I think if you just start with like a basic idea,
Mm-hmm.
it's just going to spit out something that doesn't probably use that many credits, but it's when you really plan out something at the beginning, that's where the credits will rise.
Yeah.
But I think with this, it's like cool because like, oh, we got a game. What else can we add to it? Can we add levels, sound effects like your son? So I think it's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So in total, this app, before I made like all of those changes, was I think somewhere in the realm of like 1,500 to 2,000 credits. So really, really cool. And you can get started with not even that much. Like I said, the real bottleneck is really the ideas.
Yeah.
Like, you are now the orchestrator. You are now the arbiter of a lot of this sort of stuff. And so I wanted to kind of give Chad a chance to show off sort of his ideas. Because I think, like I said, the real bottleneck now is ideas.
Yeah.
And so where do you get your ideas? How do you come up with them? What are some of the things you can make? And so I'm going to give it over to Chad because he's got two apps that I think really showcase where we can get our really good ideas. And where we can actually start implementing this sort of stuff.
Yeah, before I get into that, though, I want to show off I have an app or game that I created, too.
Okay.
So I'll bring that up. So this is like, I don't know if you guys remember, but I brought this up to the office guys. I was like, do you guys remember Chips Challenge? It's like a 90s computer game where you have to go through like a computer and find computer chips and get out. It's like a puzzle game, basically. Well, I wanted to create something like that. So I created this little puzzle game where you have to, get these coins, get through these doors, get past water, and all these levels. So this is like a little game I was working on with my nephew because he's like, oh, you should create a game. So I started using that, and yeah, it's sick. Like, I think
Oh
I've
my gosh, that's a lot.
expanded, yeah, to like 24 levels. I want to make it harder though, because right now it's just pretty simple.
Mm.
So I'm trying to like work with it to make it like more complex, like really make it like more of a maze. Like you want to get out with as few steps as possible, but I just thought it was like really cool that we could do something like this. So that was just a game that I thought of that I was just messing around with my nephew. This one I want to get into. This is like that idea I had from a friend who really wants to actually start a junk removal business. So he wanted to basically take on orders. People can come in, book junk removal or dumpster rentals, and then have a checkout sequence. So when they check out, they come, or they're sent an email to his backend in the admin dashboard, and then he can reply to it. So I kind of just took this off with just like one prompt, and he had the logo idea of Get Junky with it. So it was pretty cool.
That's a good idea.
And so I took this prompt and I basically built out this entire page, basically explaining like what they offer, added in like a customer review section, and then like we go through pricing on different sizes. He's working out all the sizes of like the dumpster rentals he's going to be working with. So that's a lot of stuff I'm like kind of iterating on, and then kind of just coming up with some more, I guess, details about what he wants to offer. So like if you go to the homepage, like I've been working on like a booking, so you can come in here, put in your name, number, and working on text messages right now. So you can actually connect Twilio to send out text message updates to your customers. So when they book, they're like, cool, we got your dumpster booked for this day and this time. And then he wants to send out text messages of when they're going to be delivered, and then when the job's done and when to pick up. So I built all of that into this, and really now it's just like figuring out what he needs for his business in terms of the dumpsters. He only has one dumpster right now, so we're working through that. So yeah, this is like I'm not a developer. I don't do this. I'm all video right now, so I'm just like amazed about what I can do just jumping in here and just building inside of Overskill.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How much did you do like design wise? Because it looks sick. Like the app itself like looks beautiful.
Design wise, so it kind of like you can kind of see it has like this like construction type thing, like even up here. I didn't do any of that design. It put that in, but the colors were a little bit off until I put his main logo in, Get Junky with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's kind of where it took over like this yellow theme.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So Katie was asking about the original prompt. Do you have, it might take a second to get to the actual chat and like scroll all the way up.
I might have to scroll all the way up. I've been working on this a lot. But I remember the initial prompt like gave me something really great to start with. And I think that's what's so cool about this is like once you get something basic to start with, you're like, okay, what else can I add? And I actually used a lot of the suggestions down here and scroll through. I could be like, oh, okay, I want to add this real-time availability calendar and stuff like that. That's what I've also been building is like a calendar like on the admin side. Yeah, it might take me a while to get up here.
Sweet. While you're doing that, I think, like you were saying, I think the best part of Overskill is like the iteration. And so what I want to like really make sure we get across is the best thing to do is not try and worry about making it perfect the first time or making sure that you get every single thought out in the very first initial prompt, making sure that instead you just simply tell it in like 1 to 2, like 3 sentences maybe, like, hey, this is the app I'm wanting to make. I want to make an app for my buddy who has a junk removal service, and it should probably have things like pricing and stuff like that. And I hope this goes to show, like, even the little game, like the silly game my son made, like Overskill can do a lot with a little. And so you don't have to tell it all of the things that you need in every single circumstance.
Right.
I think the way I like to look at it is it's like building out a puzzle or like building out Legos. The best way to do it isn't to um, is piece by piece. Like you literally build it from the ground up. And so you build the like base layer of the app that you're trying to build. And then on top of that, you add on maybe like the suggestions or maybe like, oh, this didn't go how I wanted it to go. Like maybe change the coloring, like you said, with the design and stuff like that. Like the best way to actually get the most out of Overskill is to build in iterations. And I also think that helps a lot with like the way that we think too.
Yeah.
And so, at least for me, a lot of the time, like I have like a really good base idea of what I want, and so I just throw that in there, and it spits something. I'm like, oh, that's really great. I didn't think about it like that. Or even there are sometimes where it's like you said, like sometimes with the design or some other things, like, oh, I love this, but I want to tweak it here. And so the best way to build is actually just to iterate, just to start small and iterate from there and build on top of that.
Yeah. I mean, we're basically answering Amber's question about how complex a prompt or simple it needs to be. Like I found my prompt. Let me pull that up. So this is kind of like a prompt that I kind of used like Claude to like just think through. And so I think part of like coming up with a simple or complex prompt, it's like I just want to brainstorm. So I just was brainstorming just like what I want to just build. And so this is kind of something I kind of brought over from Claude. So it seems kind of complex, but at the same time, I just wanted to focus on like basically building out something that is just done in like one prompt. Not think about like, oh, I want to add this, I want to add this, I want to add this. So like when you're brainstorming, you need to like think through, okay, you might have ideas for the app in the future, but like let's just focus on getting the basics down first. Because once you have that basics down, it's like you said, it's like we integrate and we just add on and just add all these other features on top of it. And so like when you're adding one feature at a time after the fact, then it just makes it a lot easier for it to build on top of that.
Yeah, and if you're the kind of person who like you just naturally like to think things like that through, what my suggestion to you would be is we're going to go through this a lot later, and this actually is probably in a lot of ways what Chad used. It might have been Claude, but I actually have a suspicion it might have been the AI app builder or the AI prompt builder rather, because it talks about like it'll do things like your key demographics. It will do things like it'll do deep research on other similar apps or other ideas it think might be really good. And that all exists in Overskill. And so even in the same way, you could very easily tell it like 1 to 2 sentences and use the prompt builder, and it can build from there and help you sort of think that thing through. But again, it starts off with a really simple, quick idea, and let Overskill do the hard work as far as figuring out how to make it become a reality. But yeah, I think you've got another one you wanted to show off.
Yeah. So this was kind of like during our Overskill Games week. I was like, oh, I want to create like a DVD. Like if you remember, like this DVD logo on screensavers back in the day. There was like a episode of The Office that did it, where they're all watching for the DVD logo to hit perfectly in a corner. So I wanted to recreate that, but I was like, okay, I wonder if there's something like this. So I went to look, and there was this website called DVDify, and I was like, oh, cool. That's kind of what I was looking for. You can upload an image, it bounces, changes colors.
Does it ever hit the corner?
I don't know.
Oh,
well, it did.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think we all just saw it.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, this would be cool. But then when I went to use it, obviously it's behind a paywall on like the HD, or I think if I wanted to make it a certain length, like a custom.
I see a custom duration. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's asking me to upload an image. So I was like, oh man, I don't have time to pay for this, but I was like, oh, wait a second. Why can't I just do this in Overskill? So I basically just took this idea and brought it into Overskill and created my own version of it. And so I wanted to add some other features that I thought would be great. So like you were saying, like the corner celebration, like I added a confetti, and then I guaranteed a corner hit.
Oh,
so
nice.
when you select that, you're guaranteed whatever duration you make it, there will be a corner hit where people will be like, oh, that's cool. So I mean, yeah,
Cool.
this was literally from one prompt. I I basically took the URL of DVDify and I was like, I want to create my own version of this, but I have some other features that I want to add on to it. But I just let it build it first, and then I added on those extra features. So the extra features I added were those corner celebrations, the guaranteed corner hit, and then a flash color. So the other one kind of had like a flash of the logo, and I didn't want that. I just wanted it to flash every time it hit a wall or something. And then basically you can render and download in different sizes, and then you can preview it in your browser.
Dude, that's so sick.
You can download it, and you can download straight from here too. But I also added kind of what the other site had was like these portrait and square sizes. And then I was like, okay, well, maybe I can add a checkout or like an upsell. So 1080 or 4K, you have to unlock it. Same with duration, and then all access.
Oh, nice.
But I don't have a checkout set up yet.
Okay.
So,
well, maybe we can do that. Maybe we can do that. And so here's the thing. I think what has become like really clear is you can get your ideas from maybe it's problems you've been dealing with in your own business or in your own life. Or maybe it's literally just for fun, like maybe you're 6 years old and you want to make a Kirby Sonic racing game. I don't know.
Yeah, Penny, I literally just copied the URL of DVDify, and I copied it, pasted it into Overskill, and I said I want to create like I can look at the original message, but I literally copied it somewhere in here. So it had understanding of what DVDify was, so it could view the URL and look at it and be like, oh yeah, I could build something similar to that.
Yeah, and so what we wanted to do is hopefully, like, maybe it's like I said, for your ideas, it's like analyzing stuff that has been like a problem or a competitor or something like that. Like, and so we wanted to give you guys, and for real, try and take some time, spend just 2-3 minutes, taking a second and thinking of a new idea, or maybe you already have one and that's totally fine too. But just taking a second and thinking of something. And then what we wanted to do is actually build alongside with you guys and show off a lot of this stuff, like the grabbing the URL and pasting it and where to put that in, and plus show off some features and stuff that are in the prompt builder that I don't think a lot of people are aware of. So that way you guys can actually go out and start building the things you've been wanting to build, and do it in a way that feels really successful for you. And so, like I said, spend like 2-3 minutes, try and get your idea, whatever it is. Maybe if it's like a DVDify, go grab the URL. Or if it's, you got to go grab your Get Junky With It image, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Let's get just 2 minutes. And when we come back, we're going to build all of this together. I've got an idea for an app that I want to build. And I'm going to show you guys how I do it. That'll hopefully help you guys understand a lot on how to become really, really successful with Overskill, because I think it'll help a lot. So 2 minutes, we'll be back. We'll be here the whole time, but we're going to go to like a break screen for just a second. And yeah, we'll be back and come build this thing. All right, y'all. So hopefully you guys got your ideas. And so I wanted to kind of build alongside you guys to show you how I do stuff and show you where I've found the most success in building with Overskill. And so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to walk through a lot of what this composer can do. You guys might be familiar with some of this stuff. You guys might not be. And so literally wanted to break it down piece by piece just to make sure that everybody is on the same page. So that way you guys are set up for the most success. And so here's the Overskill composer. And so literally the very first thing is this add button. So you can add images. So if you have done something like Chad's idea of DVDify, if you want to literally screenshot stuff and add these images to your prompt to give it an idea of what you're looking for, you can do that. Then if you want to click on prompt ideas, it's the same thing as this little lightning bolt here. It'll take you to the prompt builder. We'll go to that in just a second. And then you can also now reference an app. And so if you've been building something and you want to build a new app, but you kind of really like how one of your other ones looked or how it worked, you can literally go and click reference an app and reference one of your past apps to then create your new one. And so that's something that's just come out that's been really, really cool. So if you're wanting to make iterations on your app, but you're wanting to make it different, or you're making it for maybe clients or things like that, that's a really, really cool way to do that. And then you can also import existing apps. So this is a way to import apps if you've built on Lovable before, or Bolt or V0 or anything else. You can actually import your all that code base into the app builder here, and it will build that out for you. And so that's where you can do a lot of that stuff. And then also the AI prompt builder. I love using the AI prompt builder. I really like it because I like to think through my stuff, but I like to just get out like a quick, simple prompt. And so here's how I would actually do this if I were doing it. So what I would do is I use an AI transcriber. And so here's what I'm going to do. I'm literally just going to tell it, so I want to make an app for my wife and I. We love puzzles. And so I want to make an app where we can track the puzzles that we've made. Maybe we can upload like finalized images for the puzzles we've made. And maybe even keep track of like the number of puzzle pieces per puzzle. And maybe even offer based off of puzzles that we've loved or hated. Maybe do something on like, suggestions for new puzzles to try.
What puzzle did you bring in during the Overskill games?
I brought in a puzzle. It was, what's it called? I don't remember what the actual company's called. I think it's literally called Magic Puzzle Company.
That's it.
Dude,
I love those puzzles.
It is super sick. So if you haven't tried it, Magic Puzzle Company, very cool.
Yeah.
And so here, I'm literally just going to get AI suggestions. And here's what's really cool. So this is the AI prompt builder. You can hit it by hitting that lightning bolt in the composer, or by hitting the plus button and going to prompt ideas. And so what it's going to do is the AI is literally going to analyze your idea. It is going to, here you can actually see it's found other apps that do something really, really similar. It's going to offer sort of recommendations. And so you can check off ones like, I don't really want it to do that. I don't want it to do that. Or if you want all three, you can check off all of those. It will give you like target customers. If this is something you're building out for a business and you have some specific person in mind, you can give them the age range that you're hunting down, the role that they have, some pain points. These are like really, really getting into the minutia of the target customer that you're wanting to serve. For me, it's just for me, so I'm not really going to worry about that. And then you can even put down like the business model. That way it knows sort of how to generate the revenue and stuff like that. So we can build in sort of back end stuff on the front end if you wanted to do that. And even some like design inspiration. So it will pull out like, here are puzzle tracking apps.
Oh, I haven't even seen this.
Yeah. Sick. And so you're like, I really like the way this one looks. And I love the way this one looks. So I wanted to kind of be inspired off of that. Or if you're like, I don't really like either of those, you can add sort of custom, like, I really like the way that I don't have any puzzle tracking apps, so I don't really have a good suggestion. Yeah. But if you had one, you could throw it in there like, I love this one. And so you could say like, this is the company or whatever. But
it's like my bounce logo. If I use the DVDify URL, it could probably, like adding it to this prompt builder.
Yeah.
You could build it straight in.
And so this is how I would literally do it. This is how I generate all of my apps. And so once you actually do this, it'll start building. So I hit enhance and generate app. And so now it's going to start building. And so really quickly after it's done with that, I wanted to show off sort of more stuff here in the composer just to make sure you guys are um, really up to date on all of that stuff. And so here you can see this is the AI model. And so if you are a pro user and above, you'll actually get access to different models and stuff like that. And so here's how a lot of these models break down. And so Overskill Lite, you can kind of see here its thinking level and its price. So obviously, the higher the thinking level, oh, there you go. It's starting to create my app, so I'll go jump back out in here in a second. But quickly on how all of that stuff works with AI models and things like that. The higher the thinking level, the higher the cost because it's having to do a lot more and it's capable of a lot more. And so you can see here as the thinking level goes up, the price typically goes up too. And so Overskill Lite, it's going to be a really, really cheap build. So it might take a little long. You might have to give it more information. You might have to do a lot more iterations in order to get it across the finish line, sort of that last mile stuff. But it'll be the cheapest model. And then so Overskill Max is a more expensive model, but because of that, it doesn't require as much of you, and so it can actually do a lot more. And so the way that these two specific ones work with Overskill Lite and Overskill Max is these are going to be what Todd and the industry are really determining are the best. So for Overskill Lite, like what's the best language model for the price set? And so for your lowest tier, this is going to be that. And for your highest tier, it's going to be Overskill Max. And so that's why they aren't specifically labeled, because those language models are going to change as time changes. Like different language models come out and they get better, they change. And so we're always going to be keeping that stuff up to date on what those sort of best practices are.
Yeah, I think that's what Todd recommends, Overskill Max, because he's always coming in working on it. He's like, oh, Overskill Max, that's the one you need to use.
Yeah, he said that he said this about a week or two ago. So now probably for the past 3-4 weeks, he's been strictly building on Overskill Max. So that's what he's only been using. And so you've got Claude 4.8, you've got Fable 5, you've got GPT Soul, you've got Opus 5, you got Kimi K3, Grok is now in there, Gemini is in there, GLM is in there. And so you can look and see based off of like the price you're wanting, the thinking level you're wanting, all of that sort of stuff. If you want to get into that nitty gritty, you definitely can.
Yeah.
But I think for most people, honestly, your Claude Opus 4.8 or your Overskill Max, those are probably going to be your best bets. And so that's something you can set there. And then there's also thinking levels. And so thinking levels work. It kind of will change depending on the language model. But this is how much time you want the AI to spend on your prompt in order to think through all of the aspects of it. And so if you want it to be fast, it won't think very hard and very long on it, and it will deliver something very quickly. And it will be cheaper, but you might have to iterate a little bit more. And if you want it to be smart, so to have deeper reasoning for most builds, so that maybe you don't have a very complex build, but something you want it to spend a little time thinking about all of the minutia of it, you'll use that. And for Max, it's the biggest thinking depth, and so it will be the slowest and it will consume the most, but it also will deliver probably the most finalized product. And so those are your different thinking levels. For most people, honestly, Opus 4.8 on Smart or Max on Smart is going to give you the best bang for your buck. It's going to give you really, really good results for the best amount of credits. And so that would be my recommendation, is doing something like that. And then lastly, there's a little voice input here if you wanted to do that. So you could do that there. There's also these little things. These are different examples for different verticals. And so you can use any of these if you wanted to as well. And these will also help you build out apps. So if you have one that for a booking system you've been thinking about, you can also use some of these suggestions here. But this is how that works. This is how the composer works. It is really, really good at doing a lot with a little. So don't feel like you have to give it every single thing. Just tell it what you want, and it will figure out how to build it. So you don't have to worry about the database, the schema, or any of the other backend stuff. It will do a lot of that work for you. Really, where you come into play, the thing that makes Overskill beautiful is it takes your idea, the thing that's been living in your head forever, and makes it into something new. So that's what we're doing here. And so I'm going to check on this puzzle diary. Ooh, cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what this is.
All right, it's still working on it. Okay, still working on it. So I'm going to give it a little bit more time. But also wanted to show off too for you guys are some of the templates because I don't think enough people know about this stuff and I don't think enough people are using it. And so you can see here in this little drop down, you can actually browse templates, but it also lives up here in the top part. Here are templates. There are 269 templates. These are different apps that are being built every single day. I think we're building 10 every single day and adding them to the templates.
10.
6 to 10. Sorry, 6 to 10. But every single day, new things are being brought in here. And so we have templates for funnels and marketing, templates for entertainment, templates for utilities, templates for health, templates for social, templates for e-commerce, all of this sort of stuff. And so what I would do too is just take a second and looking at the templates. If you've got something that you are looking at building that you think may already be out there and you really want to check some stuff out, definitely look at that stuff. We are building this stuff out all the time, trying to give you guys the best that we can. And so definitely check this stuff out. And so if you see a template that you love, like let's say the Art of Radiance, I'll just choose this one because it's definitely not something I would do. So I want to try and turn it into something I would. Here's how a lot of this stuff works. And so you can take this template and so you can remix it straight as it is. So it'll literally essentially copy this app and put it into your account and it will live exactly as it looks. Or you can customize it based off of whatever you want. Or it gives little suggestions here. If you've got something like, let's say you're for a real estate agent. So adapt this for real estate agent listings and you can remix this template and it will take a lot of what exists in this app as a template and remix it to adapt it for a real estate agent. And so if you like the way something looks and you want to adapt it for what you've got, definitely check out the templates. That can be really, really cool way to start and a way to get maybe even some fresh ideas on looking at through some of this stuff. Because like I said, we're building this stuff out every day. And so maybe you like the way that it does explore treatments and like, ooh, I like the way it does this pricing page. Like I kind of want to remix that a little bit. So check this stuff out. It is really, really cool. And something that I think can really, really help a lot of first-time builders as a way of getting started.
Yeah, I see Remix as like a huge win if you don't even know where to start. You're just like, I don't want to waste my credits trying to think through an idea. But if you go through these templates, you can find something that might be in that realm of like, oh, that's exactly what I wanted to build. Maybe I want to change a few things, but let's use Luster and let's remix this template. And then that's kind of your starting point. And that's where we say like, okay, great. You got something now. Let's add on to it. Like, I actually want this feature instead. That's where we can use these templates because we're adding more and more every day. So look through them all. I know a lot of them I've seen that even Jason in Office has created some that I was like, oh, never even thought of that. That's a cool idea.
Yeah, there's one in here. I was looking the other day. There's like, one for marionette production. I don't know how many of you guys are doing anything like that, but if you already have something like that, that could be really sick.
A traveling marionette and shadow puppet theater. Wow. Yeah, what is that?
I don't know, but if you wanted to take this and remix it for something for you.
Oh, it's cool. Ooh. It's got animations in it built into it too. See, that's something I want to add because I was like, if I can use this and use those animations and just kind of remix it to what I want, that'd be cool to start with.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let me check on this, see if it's anywhere close to done yet. All right, we're still working. Making the landing page, public editorial hero. But yeah, I wanted to show this because this is, I think shows this seems like a really big prompt, but this was literally the prompt I gave it, and then this is everything that AI prompt builder did for me. Was like the additional requirements, doing that other stuff, some research insights, some like key features. All of this stuff, it feels like a huge, huge prompt that I gave it. It wasn't. You guys were here when I built it. I literally just told it what I wanted in a couple sentences, and the AI prompt builder took it from there. So you can use that prompt builder if you want, if you're that kind of person. I know I am. Or you can literally just throw it into the regular composer and watch it build and iterate from there.
Yeah. Puzzle night. Planning future users can set goals. Yeah, I mean, it just adds all these additional things that you didn't even think of.
Mm-hmm. All right, I want to take a second and look at see if anybody's got any questions. Does using templates save tokens? It does. And so the way using templates or remixing, like what Chad was saying, remixing using templates, um, because of a lot of that app has already been built. When you bring it and you basically import it into your account, all of that work that's already been done, all of the credits it took to build that out, all of that, it starts at zero for you. And so you bring it into your account um, basically from nothing. So if you remix it from there, if you so like when I showed you the templates and if you want to make and add changes and stuff, that will use credits. But using the remixed template itself, just as a flat spot without having made any changes to it,
Yeah.
that will be zero credits. So it saves a ton of tokens because it doesn't use basically any. So that's why I said check out the templates. It will save a lot of stuff. It will save you a lot of time too. Oh, somebody did ask about Overskill and ClickFunnels. And so here's another thing I wanted to help you guys with is better understanding not only Overskill and ClickFunnels and how to marry those two things, but also how to answer any of your questions when we're not on these lives. And so here's where you can do that. So there's this green button you can see on the bottom right. And so there are three different parts here for this little window. There's articles, there's chat, and there's tickets. And so for those articles, so like how do you connect Overskill with ClickFunnels? You can literally just go here and let's look. Let's look for ClickFunnels. There we go. Connecting ClickFunnels. So connecting to ClickFunnels API. So here's a step-by-step walkthrough on how to do all of that that already exists in our help docs. And so you can go to overskill.com/help, or what I think is much easier is literally just going to this little article window here and trying to find if there's already an article that exists. If there isn't, what you can do here is go to chat. This will use some of your Overskill credits. Depending on how much you're asking it, how much you're talking to it, it won't use a ton. But again, that all depends on how much you're using it and all that other stuff. But you can literally ask it like, hey, I can't find this. How do I connect to ClickFunnels? So how do I connect my apps to ClickFunnels? And so this one, it'll probably just grab the article that we've already made. But for anything that doesn't have an article, it will help you and all the things you might need because this is literally AI chat. That's what it's there for. And the last thing there is tickets. And so if you're running into a consistent bug, something that just doesn't seem to work, oh, there we go. Send apps options to click on. Thank you. So there you go. It literally tells me how to do it, and it also gives me some articles there for that too. But if you're running into consistent bugs or issues, what you can do is you can submit a ticket here. And so you give it a subject, give it a description, write down your priority, and submit it there. And this actually submits a ticket to us over here on the team, but also onto AI agents that we're working with that will actually be able to implement a lot of changes in the actual code base itself. And so the best way we can serve you guys is if you guys need something that is probably like a bug issue or anything like that, submit a ticket. If there's an issue, we want to know because we want to make this the best that we can for you guys. So if you ever need help, check articles, ask the chat, and then if you're running into consistent issues, submit a ticket, and that can help in a lot of ways. So hopefully that answers your question on ClickFunnels and Overskill. I won't be able to run through all of that in this particular call, but that article does exist. So if you want to go to overskill.com/help, you can look for the article there, or you can click on that little green button in the bottom right-hand corner. And search for the article there. Sorry about that.
Yeah. That reminded me of something I want to show off too. This is back in my Get Junky with It panel. I wanted to show off the dashboard because I know Dante kind of went over this, but I wanted to kind of give you like an overview of this is like what you're seeing behind the scenes of the app that you're building. And so you can see like the credit usage. You can see obviously the code. But the big things that I wanted to focus on was like users. So this is where you can manage members and add team members, invite team members as a member or an admin to your app. So this is like when Dante's working on the live page, he added me so I could come in and also update the app. It's where I'm back here always updating the live page based on your suggestions, like making the Q&A section longer. Like that's something I did live last week. So that's like the member section. Let's go back. Looks like I'm stuck. All right, yeah, so that's where the users and roles are. You also have the analytics here. Todd, I think, talked about analytics on Overskill Games a couple weeks ago. So you can see all analytics here. Another cool thing that I was playing around with that I didn't actually know was email. So my app will automatically like send out emails like if a customer books something. What I didn't see was that you can connect a custom domain for your email. So if you have a custom domain for your email, so if you want to be, like if I'm Chad at getjunkiewithit.com, I could add that.
Yeah.
And so like obviously you can talk to the chat and do that in here, but like if you want to come to your dashboard and just like see everything, that's where you can find it here. Same with like monetize. So like I already set up payment, like a payment checkout with Get Junkie with it, and I wanted to just see like all the things that I created. And so it'll show you like all the subscription plans that I worked on that were managed via the chat. So this is what was built into WAP, and it shows me exactly how many I have right here. So I didn't even realize I built all these just talking with the chat, but you can see them all in here in this page in the monetize. It also shows you what other payment backend you can use. I'm using Overskill Payments, which is using WAP, but we have the Shopify storefront, external checkout, no payments, and looks like we're working on Stripe coming soon. And then another thing was domains. I already set up a custom domain. It was really simple. I bought it on GoDaddy.com, Get Junkie with it, and I was just like connected to GoDaddy and connected to custom domain. So now it's live with that custom domain. And then theme. This is kind of built into like when you built it all originally with the AI, but you can see the current theme that you have. So you can see your preset, your colors, your typography, and see about changing any of the font and other stuff like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. So just some things that if you didn't know how to get to, that's in your dashboard.
Dude, sweet. All right, so my puzzle diary is done. So this is a single prompt. It shows 2,815 credits. So it made the puzzle diary. Oh, built together. Oh, nice little animation there.
Nice.
Nice. So every puzzle you finish kept together, shared diary. Okay, see how it works. Little ritual, photo timeline. Okay. Tag the puzzle, smart suggestions, puzzle nights, plan the next session with goals. Let's start our diary so we can log a puzzle, upload a finished photo. Dang. Okay, we rate it. It was fine, disliked it, hated it. Okay, completed together a shared session. This is cool. And this is like literally the one prompt that you guys saw me do. So we've got this.
You could add in like where you bought the puzzle from. Like
did it say that?
No, I was saying you could add that.
Oh, yeah,
so,
we
like,
could. Oh, yeah,
you
where
can
we bought it
remember
from.
where you bought it from, yeah.
Write down little date completed. Let's go over suggestions. It has real suggestions. The green grocer from Ravensburger. Okay. It's on my wish list now. That's cool. And then planning a puzzle night. 5,000. It would not be a night. That would not be a night. That would be awful. 5,000 estimate. Oh, it tells me estimated time based on my pace.
Oh, so you can learn your pace. You can log your time it took.
Okay. 4.5 hours for 5,000 pieces. I don't know about that. But maybe. Ravensburger's your favorite brand? Okay, Penny. Okay, Penny. You said Ravensburger's your favorite. I got to know, Penny, have you tried the Magic Puzzle Company? Have you tried them at all? Because I'm not a puzzler, but I think it's because I'm married and have kids and stuff like that. I don't know if it's just a part of getting older, but I've become a puzzler. The Magic Puzzle Company has changed it for me. I really, really like it because the whole point is like you build out the puzzle and then the puzzle changes. And so like every puzzle has like a shift that it, okay, Penny, not yet. Try it out.
Well, it also has like these, it's like kind of like Where's Waldo?
Yeah.
It'll have like a list of things you need to find, and so you have to like survey the puzzle while you're building. You're like, oh, that's where that is.
Yeah,
you can mark that off.
So there's one, Penny, try it out. So Awakened Artifacts, Magic Puzzle Company. That one was cool. Try that one out. That one was my favorite so far. But yeah, look, I mean, literally, what was that? Just 10, 15 minutes, one single prompt.
2,800 credits.
2,800 credits and this is fully functioning for me. So, I mean, logging a puzzle, this is done for what I need it for. So like, this is the idea, is how we want you guys to use Overskill, is just to share your ideas. Talk to Overskill like you would explain it to a friend. Because when you would explain it to a friend, you wouldn't say like, oh, I need a puzzle building app that uses this particular language model
and uses this particular idea.
No, you would just explain your idea. Like literally just talk to it like you're talking to a friend and say like, this is what I want to make. This is what it does. And then iterate from there. Because I think the biggest headaches that I've had and that I've seen users have is when they try to over-engineer it, overcomplicate it. And so it ends up building something that they never wanted or that didn't work the way they wanted.
Yeah.
And so then they have to go back and take things away that they didn't want. And so truly, like, I think the best way to build on Overskill is to start with this quick, simple prompt, tell it what you want, and build from there. And so what I'll probably do is like this, like add session timers or maybe a progress photo. Ooh, progress photo time lapse would actually be really cool. And just iterate from here. Invite my wife. Thank you. Stats and records pages, like use some of these suggestions or maybe even just your own ideas and throw them into the prompt builder.
Yeah, you could add puzzle suggestions. Like if you like the Magic Puzzle Company, like suggest similar ones. I like that. Yeah,
exactly. So this, I think, is where you can get the most success with Overskill, is keeping it simple, starting small and building from there. Because I think that will actually end up saving you a lot of credits too, where you didn't burn a lot making something that you didn't want and burn a lot peeling away things that you didn't want. So that would be my suggestion. And so with this last 5 minutes, I kind of wanted to just go through a lightning round of FAQs or questions that you guys have. And so if you guys can, go down to the Q&A for me. Upvote anything that you see there that you share in, that's a question you may have, or maybe type in your own question there. And I want to spend the last couple minutes here answering y'all's questions directly before we send you guys off and give you guys the rest of the day to actually go build. Because I think a lot of you guys can, in one afternoon, build something really, really incredible. So give you guys just a couple seconds there to actually give us some questions that we can hopefully answer for you guys.
Yeah, and like you said, I don't think people have been using it, but I did add an upvote in the Q&A section. So everybody gets to vote up questions that they want answered. So there's one right now at the top.
So Penny, I see you're asking about copyrights issues. I'm not exactly sure how to address your question, only because I don't know if you're asking how do you personally avoid doing anything with copyright issues, or how do you make sure other people don't infringe on your copyright? And so for that, I'm not sure. And also, to be honest, I'm not a copyrights lawyer, so I don't know how to best answer that.
I think she might have been referring to like the DVD file that I copied, the URL. But it kind of it took the idea of it and then, like, it created it and called it Bounce logo. Yeah.
What's up, Jason?
If you were to do that, Overskill doesn't take anything proprietary. It just looks.
Yeah. So Jason's saying it doesn't take anything proprietary. It just looks at the URL and then I guess determines how it was built.
We're not ripping code.
Yeah, we're not ripping code.
That. We're developing something from scratch and using that as inspiration. It's not.
Yeah, it's developing it from scratch. It's just using it as inspiration. So, yeah, for like mine, I just kind of wanted it as a reference to be like, I kind of want it to work like this, but I want to add my own like features, like the corner celebration. So, and it didn't use the same logo. It didn't pull any of that. It just kind of understood that as a reference.
Yeah. So, and then how do you integrate with other apps? Here's the cool thing. We work with a integration platform called Composio, and so Composio has a lot of integrations already built into it. So I don't know particular like a particular weather app or Apple Health and stuff like that. But what's awesome is I've not thought there were things that were possible until I asked Overskill. And so my suggestion to you is whatever it is that you're trying to integrate with, just ask it. There are probably APIs that exist that could connect your app to other apps. There maybe are already integrations that exist that you can use with Composio in Overskill. And so for your integrations, whatever it is, just ask Overskill like, hey, I'm trying to integrate this app with my Apple Health, or I'm trying to integrate it with my weather app. Ask it. And I think a lot of that stuff can actually be answered for you there. Because there are things like Chad's showing off a lot of the integrations here. There are 51 pages of integrations. So I don't know if yours is in there, but it very well could be. And if it's not, I've had some that aren't in there that I just had to go find an API and create an account and do all that other stuff to actually make it happen. So that would be my suggestion to you. Is if you're ever worried about an integration, check out our integrations page, ask Overskill in that little chat window, and find out from there, because I think that can help out a lot.
Just searching weather comes up with 5 different weather.
Oh, there you go.
Things that you can probably pull weather from.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chad.
I didn't find MyFitnessPal, but I'm sure if you search fitness, yeah. So
there's Whoop, Fitbit. Oh, nice.
Strava. Oh, Strava would be sick because like my brother-in-law, he cycles a lot and runs. I didn't even think about like integrating that into an app. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. So hopefully that helps answer your question, Mary. Hopefully that answers your question. I think it was you, Mary. I should be notified. Update for remixed project. Okay, duly noted. So, Husseline, you said it would be cool to be notified if a remixed project, something that you've remixed, has been updated. Duly noted.
Yeah, I've actually thought about that. I told Dante, I was like, you got to explain to the people, like, we are constantly making changes to this Overskill Live page. And so when he originally remixed it, it was like several versions ago. So like even like the Q&A section, stuff I've added behind the scenes, like we'd have to remix that again. Because I think Dante remixed it to kind of take out like some of the stuff behind the scenes for Overskill. So he remixed it and had to send that out as new. But that's a great idea because I think we should be doing that, especially like if you guys send out remixes to people of an app that you're updating, you could send out notifications like, hey, I just deployed a new update to this app. Here's the new remix link so you can update it.
All right, we're just going to do a few more here. Art, thanks and a request for more business examples. We will do those. We'll definitely do those. We'll definitely go through some more stuff like that as we go on in the rest of the week. So appreciate the feedback, brother. And then Penny, I'm confused and still don't know how to understand if an app is using AI post build that continues to cost you credits when someone uses it. Okay. So there is something that exists in your apps. So if you want to integrate something into your app where users are able to like use AI, but whether it's like AI image generation or if it's doing like AI deep research or anything like that, you can actually build that into your app, and you can have it charge as like a part of your app's build. You can build that into your pricing. And so where in order for people to use your app, they use your credits that they will be billed for. So you can set that up if you wanted to. You could also have it be done as like a free option. And so if someone else is using your app, like let's say a customer is using your app, and oh, there you go.
Yeah, I wanted to bring this up because this is also in your dashboard. This is like the AI tab. So this is what will show if you build AI into your app. So you'll see the tokens used. I don't have any AI things built into this Get Junkie with it. But if you did, you would see all that here. So no, we don't charge unless you're using AI specifically in your app. If a user comes to your site, your app, and uses AI through it, that's when you'd be charged.
Yeah, absolutely. And so sort of the last question is whether or not we're going to spin the spinner to give away some credits. And the answer is yes. Yeah. We're going to spin the spinner. And so we're going to give away 5,000 credits today. So if you guys if you guys are kind of paying attention to the chat, be ready because we're about to spin it. And so we're probably going to spin it. I think Chad wanted to spin it twice. So we'll spin it twice, once for 5,000 credits, once for a hoodie.
Yeah, somebody was saying, I want a hoodie. So let's give away a hoodie.
Okay, cool. So this first one, are we going to do the hoodie one first?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, let's do the hoodie one first. And so here's what we're going to do. So we're going to spin the spinner. If you are selected as the winner, what you're going to need to do is email us at social@overskill.com. So if you are one of the hoodie winners, email us social@overskill.com. Let us know your size, and we will ship you out a hoodie for you. And then if you are also one of the winners of the 5K credits, email us social@overskill.com. That way we know which credit to give the credits to.
All right, I'm going to load it up right now. Should be showing on your screen below the video, the spinner. I'm about to spin it. Yeah, it takes a second because I'm using my control panel behind the scenes, and I can load those onto the screen. So
let me see. Boom! I'm seeing the spinner.
All
so
right,
I think we're good
ready
to go.
Spin. Yeah, some of you saw the 10K credits. I'm changing it to the hoodie giveaway. All right, let's spin. Amber Nick, you won the hoodie giveaway.
All right.
Was Amber the one asking about the hoodie?
If so, that would be amazing. That would be incredible. All right, Amber, if you are still in chat, what you can do is email us social@overskill.com. Email us the size you would like, and we'll work out where to send it to and all that stuff with you there. So email us social@overskill.com. But we got one more giveaway for the 5K credits, and so we're going to spin that here in just a second. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I loaded in all the chatters right now. Remove Jason from the list.
Yeah, we removed you, Jason. Yeah, you don't get anything free, friend.
All right, let me change it to 5K and spin for 5K. Lisa Cosby.
Lisa Cosby, you are the 5K winner. It says hoodie giveaway, but you are the 5K winner. So Lisa, if you'll email us social@overskill.com, we'll get those 5K credits given over to you. And yeah, thank y'all so much for being with us here today. I hope you guys got something out of it. Hopefully it helped you set you guys up for success. We will see you guys again tomorrow. We will have more business examples for you, Art. Yeah, let us know if there's anything else we can do for you guys, because we genuinely appreciate y'all, and we want y'all to be set up for the most success as possible. So keep building. The best thing to do is just tell it. Just tell Overskill what you're looking for. Keep it simple and iterate and build, and just get ready to ship your ideas.
Yeah, people are asking tomorrow. Yes, same time tomorrow. And yes, Dante, his new daughter and family are doing well. So congrats to him and his family.
Yeah.
But yeah, same time tomorrow. Thanks again, guys. It was great being on here. Yeah, like Robertson said, we just want to help you out. We want you to just get into Overskill and just understand everything that you need to just get started and start building. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
See ya.